Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, February 15th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, seems like there was a Google update on around for February 12th, February 13th, a little bit before Valentine's Day. There's lots of chatter around that at Webmaster World, not so much in the Black Hat forums, but specifically in like the Webmaster World forums, which is not so Black Hat. And there's also a lot of signals from the different ranking tracking tools like Mozcast, SERP metrics, et cetera, all showing pretty strong signals around a Google algorithm update. Google has not confirmed this update, so we have nothing more to report about it, but it seems to be not massive, not major. It definitely seems to be a lot of chatter around it, but it's definitely not at the scale of one of the bigger updates that we have reported on in the past. So just keep an eye on that. If your rankings did change, you are not alone. It looks like Google Assistant is testing showing search ads in the Google Assistant results. So you do a voice query or you open Google Assistant, you talk to your phone, it will potentially show you search ads. So here's an example from one person who was able to trigger a search ad. He just did a query in Google Assistant for talk to 4-week MBA, and then you see this Google ad here. I'm not able to replicate that. This is what I see. But Google did give a comment to Search Engine Land saying, we're always testing new ways to improve experience on phones, but we don't have anything specific to announce yet. So Google's not denying that they're not testing Google's search ads in Google Assistant, but it looks like they are. Google has hinted that for duplicate clusters of content, let's say page A, page B, page 3, all pretty much in the same cluster of content, the search result that Google does show in the search results is the one that might gain some of the signals from the cluster of duplicate pages. So if you have 10 pages that Google says are all duplicate and clusters them together, and then of those 10 pages, they show one of those pages, all those signals from the other pages it's kind of a hint, I'm not sure if Google's exactly saying this, may pass to the page that Google shows in the search results. That might work within a domain name or across multiple domain names that are part of a cluster that Google determines that as a cluster. Definitely look at this Reddit where Gary kind of hinted at that, because I'm not exactly sure if he's saying that. It's just a very interesting tidbit that Gary mentioned. Again, we covered this a couple weeks ago that John Mueller basically said that Google's going to focus a little bit more on media, image search, video search, etc. And Gary from Google echoed that in his Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything, basically saying Google Images and video search is often overlooked, but they have massive potential. He also said we simply know that media search is way too ignored for what it's capable doing for publishers, so we're throwing more engineers as well as more outreach around it. So that's interesting comments from Google. Again, definitely look at that if you're looking for opportunities in doing well in search. Google says there's no internal linking over optimization penalty. Again, that's Gary from Google sending it in an AMA. Take it for what you want it to mean. Of course, Google might not label it as such, or maybe you can do whatever you want with your internal links. Google will just start ignoring them, but there's no real penalty around that. A lot of discussing around indexing APIs, like we discussed last week. Bing is really encouraging webmasters and publishers to submit content to them as opposed to letting Bing crawl their websites. And Google's kind of been quiet on it. I actually emailed them asking them for a comment. They didn't respond. But there's lots of discussion around it. And Gary from Google in the AMA also said, currently we're testing our own limitations with the indexing API, as well as the usefulness of push content versus pulled. Push content is via indexing API, pulled, etc. We don't really have anything to announce just yet. Yoast kind of pre-announced that, basically saying they have some way of submitting content to Google in real time. Supposedly Wix already has that capability. And Gary said, as far as I know, yes, they're the only early testers, meaning of the indexing API. But he also said that they're also making stupid statements about it. So we'll see what happens with the indexing API. I'm really very interested to see if Google goes ahead and takes that approach that Bing is. It would be very interesting to see that. Google Search Console is sending out notifications around mobile apps are no longer available or supported in Google Search Console. They sent out an email to me and there's a bunch of other publishers that look like this, basically saying mobile app properties no longer supported in Search Console. Again, end of March, that's going away. It's nothing new, but they actually sent out notifications to me because I do have a mobile app. Google's also sending notifications to publishers who have Google Plus web integrations on their website. So on Search Engine Roundtable, we have Google Plus buttons. Google noticed that, and they sent us notifications saying, remove all your Google Plus web integrations from your website. Again, a reminder, Google Plus is going away in April, I believe, but the web integrations will stop serving up in March, on March 7th, which is coming up really, really soon. Business owners can now reply to to reviews left by them directly using Google Maps on desktop. So you no longer have to go to the Google My Business place to do it, or a mobile site. You can just click on the reply button right from Google Maps and brings it up, and you can actually go ahead and reply right there. Google is auto opting in businesses in the Google My Business Center to receive Google Assistant phone calls from Duplex. It was a feature Google launched in beta last year, but if you go to your Google My Business section and you click on Edit Your Info, you'll be able to see that you are automatically opted in to accept Google Assistant calls directly, which is upsetting some people because some people don't want to talk to robots. I personally like to talk to robots over humans, but some people do not. Google Local is testing, or actually launched, a Get in Line button, which integrates with Dine Time, basically letting you reserve a spot for a table at a restaurant. So you hit Get in Line, it brings up, all right, the wait time is this. Do you want to continue? How many people? And then you go ahead and say, all right, join the waiting list, and then you'll be notified, I guess, when your table is available. Google Posts content is now showing up for some people in the local finder. So let me show you some screenshots. You can see here the Google Plus content is showing up here in the map listings, in the local knowledge panel, and so forth. So it's pretty cool that Google is actually testing more Google Plus content integration in different areas. They're not giving up on that. Google Image Search recently added a recently searched or recently viewed section for when you're viewing a specific image in mobile. It might put over here, recently viewed. You also recently view these images, which is related to that image. Again, Google's expanding and adding more features to Google Image Search. Google is testing fave icons in the top stories carousel. I was able to replicate this myself on and off. You can see the little fave icons in the top carousel. Google's a big tester of showing fave icons. They've been doing this forever and ever. And this is the first time they're actually testing it in top carousels. Top stories carousel. Google trending icons is also showing in the people carousel. So if you do a search for some person and then it shows the other people carousel, or more people carousel, you can actually see maybe some have a trending icon next to them to see, hey, this person is actually trending in Google search. Google is showing up to 4, 8, I think even 12 video results in a grid-like format for some searches. So here you can see some examples. 3-point skills, it shows 4 video thumbnails. Sometimes you can see up to 8 or even 12, some people are saying. So that's pretty cool. I was not able to replicate that myself. Google Auto Suggest, I'm not sure if this is new or not. I don't think it is. But it might be doing a design change where it's actually showing like a bubble type of thing as opposed to the whole drop down, but a bubble thing. As that happens as you type. And I think that might be old, but I'm not exactly sure. Google is also launching product cards on the Google Shopping panel buttons that you actually click on, and it will do this overlay thing. So you click on this button over here, and it will do this type of overlay interface in the Google Shopping, or in the Google Web results for shopping. And also, it looks like the Google Flights web integration feature, where if you do a search for flights to San Francisco, whatever it might be, it may have started to not show up anymore. So it kind of looks like this. But a lot of people are saying for a lot of queries, it started to drop off. And if you look at Rank Ranger's data, you can see it showed up for approximately 0.77% of the search results. Now it dropped significantly, and now showing up for like 0.28% of the search queries. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz Video Recap. I actually went pretty fast, covered a lot of things there, so thanks for keeping up. Sorry for going a little bit faster than normal. I am always typically fast, and I know you guys want me to slow down, but that's the New Yorker in me, I guess. In any event, my name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable over the past week. Again, today is Friday, February 15th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.